Okay, listen, I just saw it. Holy fuck. My heart is pounding. It's like the last couple of days I keep feeling like I'm dying. 27 today. I have to get into the act of how I really think, okay? So let me do this thing, because this is how I really feel. But hey, all of a sudden I feel great. Oh, but it's the 27th today. It's 3 times 3 times 3, 27 of 6 and 5 man. What is 6 and 5 man? 6 and 5 make 11. It's beta creation, beat creation day in the month of November. 16 days, of course 16. It's all about sweet 16, 4 by 4 by 4. You should be driving a 4 by 4 and calling Mother Hubbard. Is she a mother? Is she the 9 lives of the cat? Because we know she's a cat, because it calls for the cathedral. Cathedral is number 4. I don't care what anybody says. You want to call it 5? Well, guess what? I got an answer for that one too. What do you want to call it? Because it doesn't matter what you're going to call it. You're taking me down your road. So I'm just going to pick up where you left off and expand it until you can see the center of what you began. I finished, and you continued. So go on. I'm listening. I'm all ears. Without you, I'm nothing. Without my own thoughts, I'll be bewildering off into time. I would be 150 before I learned half or anything at all of what I really thought. Because of what I really think has to go into a book. Definitions of everything, for every kind of reason. We'll have 100 books, you'll never be able to read it all, but at least you'll understand what everything means. And it ends up in the courts, right? It's the way it is, but you know what? I didn't start off with anything. I had nothing to begin with, just like the laws there were. I had nothing. Whatever I have is because of everybody out there. The first one said A, the other one said baby. I woke up and I says, baby mama. I knew nothing until somebody told me to count to 3. 1, they stopped after 1. 2, oh, that's another 1, right? I went to 2, that was the next one, the next position. It could have been the B position of 1. 3, well, if you're going to 3, 1 can't be A, B, and C, and he has to become A and C so B can live in between the 5 hole. So 9 can come in. Why? Because 1 spirit goes into the 5 position, just like on every card in the deck. The ace, the 3, the 5, and the 9. Only the 9 is after the 5. And also includes the positions of the 5 inside the 9. So the 3 cards, 1, 5, and 9, they're in 1 hole. Just a little twisted. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is done till everything's in position. Thumbs up, start, everything in position, sure is. Lighter has taken. Where are we now? Where have we went? Where have we come from? I'm not telling you about Rudolph now, okay? Because Rudolph is an old story. Somebody prepared that story a long time, okay? I don't know how the Middle East Bible and the Torah that stick so heartily in Mount Sinai, Jerusalem, and Israel can start getting a guy that comes out there as a Jew, and all of a sudden, 2,000 years later, after 1,600 years before Jesus Christ and Moses, 1,400 years. In fact, I can probably tell you the exact date within 100 years between Jesus and Moses. Because for Moses, it's 2,350 to 2,250. Life of 1, 2250. Busting out, 2350 is creation of the 10-5, which means the eye. The eye for all men. J-E in French. Jewish, Jesus, all the same thing. It's up the same alley. So where are we now? Yeah, I was reading something. John has a number count of 47, so does time. Jesus, it's 74 reversed. Together they make 121, 1111. So did they pull Jesus with John? Did they mix up the babies or something? Or is this just, the Matrix just put it in their head? That's how powerful and how weak they were back then. But they all seem to, we're not getting into this, no religion. Where were we? Let's just jump all over the place. Yeah, so where was the snow? Where was the snow for Jesus to end up having Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Let's have a white Christmas. What kind of Christmas was it? Where were they? I bring this song back 2,000 years ago. What was white? Was it white gold? Was it silver and gold, just like the snowman sang in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? When he shoved his pick. He shoved his pick. In French, that's a spade. It's a shovel. His pick. It's a needle. He shoved it and hit the snow. And he tasted it to know if God's salty spirit was in it or the evil spirit was around. And that's when the snowman came. And then again, where was Christmas back? When did Christmas start? I put all these names into Rubik's Cube, and then I lay them out onto Monopoly. I play them around the racetrack of 1 to 36, and I always come up with the same answers. The middle, the middle, the middle. The same place the Twin Towers is, the same place they are on a baseball, same place they are on the roulette table, the same place, like I said, they end up in Monopoly. And for every single card that was played, it certainly comes up in one of the games of life. Certainly as much poker, as they poke their way in and try to get us to learn. What were they teaching us sitting at a table? That there now a $25 bill exists on the poker table? $25 bills don't exist. They have 10s. They don't have 20s, but we have 20s. Why did they change around poker? One of the reasons, because a single suit count in poker is J and E, which means I. 4 counts is 42 of O. 42 of O is angel of 5 and 9. His cards and himself who holds the cards is 5. He becomes his cards. 5 and 9 is 14, the first 2 numbers of creation of pi. The one thing that's really, like, I'm a little screwed up about is, you see, if you hold, I've shown this before, so if you hold it up like this, you're going to see the low corner and the high corner is 2. Then you're going to see a low corner and a high corner is 4. And you're going to see a low corner and a high corner. So now we're going to continue and start again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I have to reconnect to that corner 7. It's 6 plus the reconnect. 6 plus connect equals 7. So, if this cube turns 360 degrees, okay, at the same time you stop for each one of your turns, the north and the south has been turning all along with you. So you have to give 7 here and 7 here. So now we add 7 north and 7 south. Hey, shit, I may as well be playing Mahjong. Hey, Ma, what is it, still 1968, Ma? You're sitting up there with the girls playing Mahjong on that small little table. Today you sit down and play Mahjong. They're on this big table, but no one can reach anymore. Can't reach anymore. Can't reach anymore. Well, fuck, get a little closer. You don't have to reach. Reach for the top. The most intelligent student who learns how to spell. Do you want me to tell you how I spell? My mind is like a musical instrument. I spell upon what my ears feel like hearing at the time. And then tomorrow, I'll say something else, so then I'll have 2. So whatever my ears hear, sometimes I'll say, how do you spell it? Because I'll hear you say a lot of things. So sometimes I'm going to want to know more exactly about you. What the hell about me? Thing is, I always know my and my this is never a blah. It's always a blah, 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 blah. Tick tock, 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 tick tock. Ah, holy shit. I lifted both these hands and I went, ha! And if you look between them, I'm the center of the picture. Could be all about me. So since it's all about me and you don't know where I'm going, it's because whatever it is that I know, because it's all about me, I am going to do my best to, everybody has to know that I have a little box. Everything outside that box is my best. But that little bit that's inside my box, I'm sorry, but that box is taken. But I can show you all the rest. Everybody's going to say you're leaving something out. Don't you worry. I don't need to leave anything out or to hide anything. It's all there in the open. The only thing you can't get is be me and have the opportunity to lose your mind a little bit here and there. Don't cost too much, you lose your mind. Especially when you're talking to a TV camera. Hey, camera, what's up? Yeah, it's the year 2088. I like that 288 because it makes 176. And 176 is all we got. 176 is one suit, one of four suits. But the diamond suit connects all the worlds of four. The diamond is the heart, like the soccer ball, and it sticks out its tentacles and it branches to the connecting matrix of this world. Do we really come out of New Zealand? Oh, you know all those animals you have on the wall? Well, you were one of them. And the steak you had last night, you shouldn't be eating that. You know why? Because they push them into small little corners and pens, and they only learn to say moo. There was no moo or moving or jumping over the moon. The only thing that got a moon to jump over is if one cow jumped the other cow. The whole thing is, once you chew that cow up inside of you, you become that cow's thoughts. You become those cat's brains because it's all inside the nerves. When your nerves bother you, if you would put yourself up to a machine, well, he is that machine. He produced that meat, and now you're going to devour it. You have to eat meat that is of a free roaming. No one of hostage should be eaten ever. Not our fault. The pigs are a little different. Very different. The texture of their meat and what they did in life. They built a straw house, a brick house, and they built one out of sticks. And I knew the guy out of sticks. You know, I knew, like, when he got blown over, you know what happened when he got blown over? The second little piggy, the house of sticks? Mrs. O walked over. She says, "Oh, mighty fine for me." And she picked up all the sticks, and she laid them all down. She made an X. Now she was X and O, and hugs and kisses, and all in love. And that's all she wanted, the O. All the water wanted to do was flow in your mind. It only wanted to come here for the ride. Your mind is only of 1/4. You are of more than one, but you are nothing without the quarter. And if you divide the quarter up into the regularity of who you are, you'd be 1.25. Times 4 equals the 5 of who you are. The 4 suits, the 4 seasons. What about the leap day? Well, don't worry about it. The year ends on 288 days. You know how I figured that one out? I didn't figure it out at all. They gave it to me. They said, we got 1.25 extra days a year. Hey, the same number. I said, yeah. Well, 288 by 1.25? That makes 360 degrees. We went all the way around. So, we went all the way around by 288. 288 days. The 125th day of the year, 5 by 5 by 5. 125, the 5th of May of 2005, the day it really began. That was numbered as day 1. Whoa, baby. Whoa, baby. Get out of the sky, man. Whoa. Hey, Pengy. How you doing? I got like a little doll penguin up on the wall because I feel sorry for all the animals. Like, I don't know who's in their head, or maybe they're just living life the way it is, but you know, I have a heart for the animals. So, yeah, so that was 288. So that would say 4 times 72 days is 288. There you go, you have the year. 288 is a 2-week-old birth cycle. 287, 288 because of the leap year. So if your pregnancy is 14 days late on 39 weeks, that's where the marker starts. If you want to say 39, if you want to say 40, so it would be 280, but it starts at 273, the opening. Why? Because that's the opening of the difference between the left side and the right side of your clock. 135, 135, 270, plus 1.5 and 1.5 for the egg cracking open. 3. Only one gets to life. The other part of the egg ends up in here, your communication network. But the cube has been put all around our head. So the vibration and the light that we normally get still comes within us, because it'll undergo and it'll go through everything, because everything is made for the light to penetrate. But when you're inside the cone, the rotation of your mind, of this regular soul mind that we're born with, this will not let you. It will let you use your spirit for sure, but your rotation will not let you get the tracking of your spirit. We are so busy in our lives, and we have followed too many rules, and we have lost time and over time. But to get to 288, you know what's missing? Another 72 plus 6 days. 7286, that's my number. 72 plus 6. Why 6? It's 6 and 8. Man of heaven, DH. DH is your hips, the ship. Load them up. What ship? Oh, didn't you see it? You came in on a ship. You got unloaded through the back hatch. What do you mean the back hatch? That's right. Your mother spread her legs and you came rolling out. You were sitting in her hips. You were like a big old egg sitting right there in the middle of her hips. You don't remember? Oh, God, you moved all around. You poked her all kinds. You almost went inside her lung and took a couple of cigarettes from her. Thank God you didn't. Your skin's a little yellow, boy. Well, I've been hanging out in the bars playing a rough game of poker. Ah, you like that 7-card game? Well, sir, it's not a 7-card game. It's a 7-point turnaround. What do you mean a 7-point turnaround? That's right. This makes the turnaround at 7 points. The top will get, and the bottom will get, the 7. 7 and 7 is 14, plus the 7, you have 21 points. Add them all up, 21. Not only that, the reason you do this, okay, is because either I do this or I cut a bunch of dice up and I shove them back together and I turn them. But instead of turning them, I have the ability, because the dice cube, the way it's made, is to put it like this, like this, like this, or like this, or like this. So this is what you can do. And by doing this, you have multiple levels now. And in all actuality, it shows 3 levels, but everybody knows there's more than 3 levels. 1 on the roof, 2, 3, 4, and upside down, 5. And in the cards, that's what they're going to have. And then the one in between. You want to see me fill up 2 of those dots? Look at that. What dots are missing now? Try to figure out those numbers. They still screw me up. Do you know why? Because to stretch out on that angle, okay, it shows me the 1 dot at the top. Well, that's in the 2 position. You see, God's world had to switch around because each world took another position and they covered each other. Like shark teeth. You ever see what shark teeth look like? Seventh day is actually the first day. This is a cube, okay? I made it into a prism. Your head's in here, okay? Here's your body, here's your hips, here's your legs. Everything's got a part here, a part here, a part here. Your hips, you're in between your ribs, over your shoulders, and your head and your neck. Don't forget, if you get a prism, there's got to be a hole for your neck to fit through. And although you don't see it, it fits more like a glove. But you constantly will always retain the motion of your head. You can lean all the way down this way, This must give you clearance, or it'll interfere with you. And it can't interfere because it has to run matrix way. So this is who you are leaning over, and this prism is on your head. So the vibration that I should actually get now, and the confidence I should actually get now, okay, comes in two ways. One is through seeing and understanding that there is a difference. There is a complicated difference in the truth and vision between one world and two worlds. Just like in Celsius, any number you choose in Celsius will always add up to 5, 14, 23, or 32, or so on and so forth. But it will always add up usually down to 14, because you always add it up to the last two numbers. And you get one of those additions of 5. But this cube is on your head, and it's sending you all around. Haven't you looked at the salmon? Haven't you looked at the tuna? Tuna. Wait a second. Why tuna? Yellowfin tuna, number 5. Yellowfin. A fin. Everybody knows what a fin is. It's $5. You see a fin on a shark? $5. Spirit fin, of course. Starts with an S. Shark. One spirit of the 9 birth. Why one spirit of the 9 birth? Because when one comes in, 3 follow. Yeah, we're coming with you. You know, the 3 Stooges. One spirit bumps into the other soul and the other knucklehead. He was just connected into the earth, you know. Jackie Gleason, Hogan's Heroes, 8's Enough, Three's Company, J.R. whatever, Bob Barker, Einstein, Darwin, Charles Darwin, CD, coming under number 43, out of the Baltic, of course. I guess it was Japanese engineering on that one. You don't think they have us on pods somewhere? You know what? We may not be on pods exactly on this earth, but we may be on pods somewhere not really far off, in another moon. Hey man, I seen some images, okay, and put them into matrix style, and they're all showing the same thing I saw in Matrix 1, my friend. The same thing I saw in Avatar. Why can't it be real? Maybe our governments are all false, and there's some other, we all know there's some other game going on that doesn't matter what happens. Doesn't matter what happens. And I can tell you this right now. It doesn't matter what happens. If tomorrow they say the market crashes, the market crashes. If they say no oil, there's no oil. They speak because they know they have the staff. What staff? The only staff they have is between their legs, and if the chick wants the staff, well, she's going to have to go and do something for it. Unless she's already on top. Ha 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 ha! She's on top of the staff. All right, so in which position was she going to get that staff? Wait a second, Jack. I'm not finished with you. Okay? Since you've been giving it out a little bit too easy lately, we don't know if you even deserve to be on top. You may as well just sit there and handle it the way it is. She's running the show, and she's on top. She's the cat, the catedral. Cat means quadra. Quadra means 4 on the floor and ready to go. We're going up into the sand dunes. She wants to connect. And I've said a lot of she, right? S-H-E. The spirit is a he. She, the word S says the spirit is a he. So she is not a she. She's a he. And the cat may be a he cat. But you know what? Again, the reverse of God is dog. And it's actually, we're after the dogs of the world. So which federation is noted to be the dog? Is it the golden retriever? Where does the wolf come from? We all know that's Germany. And I don't ever like to include them because I think they went through a lot. But you know what? Maybe they don't see the deep down the trilogy of this whole thing. They maybe are the smartest and will always be the smartest of the world, because who was underplotting was all behind them and controlling everything. They had no idea. I mean, because when I see the swastika from Hitler, I'm trying to think, oh my God, I see what this guy did. What he did was absolutely right in drawing the swastika. Do you know why? Because it opens boxes. You can either look at it that way, or I can put it into one dimension or two dimension, but it opens the boxes. The other way, it becomes a closed window. And that's what they're designing today. In some of the homes I've seen, they're designing that closed window effect from the Matrix. Meaning like the top property, like having the monopoly with everything empty in the middle, then adding the train tracks and the water coming out of the center. Because the water has to come from the center, no? That's why the center, okay, number 15 has to go in the center. And that's why 0 equals 15. 5 and 3. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 plus 3 is 8. Number 23 creation, which equals 6 and 5, which equals 11, which equals 99. Hey, Maxwell smart. Yeah. You call me smart? No, buddy. Oh, I'm supposed to play the part. Shit. Trying to make a movie over here. I was being real serious, you know, for the last 25 minutes and 20, well, it's 26 now minutes. You see, you made me lose my place. 27 minutes and 27 seconds by the time I finish explaining it to you. Why don't you come on tape? You think you should come on? That'd be funny. There ain't no one there. Oh, you want me to prove it? Okay. Where were we? Aladdin? Oh, Jasmine. I could have had a V8. No, instead I had a little bit of a Jasmine tea. She was good looking, and I like Aladdin. You know what? I want to tell you something. If you want to know what the angel resident is, the AR, he is the air to breathe, my friend. He is the air. He is the air. Say those words. Air, a father and mother. Abba and R. Abba and R. Hey, Babar! You screwed up the letter again, eh? It was a bazaar, and it's all sold out now. Go away. Yeah. A, B, and R. 1, 2, and 18. 21. A, B, R. 1 plus 2 plus 18 is 21. 21 plus 1 equals 22. Because the minute R, right, the minute R gets the addition with the A and B, they put the spirit inside the R, and now you can really say it's an R. Otherwise, it's a resh. Instead of having the A before it, the A would be after it. Oh, it's so complicated when we get to there. I never really went deep into that. One day, maybe I will. Of course, I'm going to be into it one day. But I'm just hoping that I get a little bit of a, not an entourage, but people who want to sort of get involved and can write things down. And I never really know it. Oh, write it down now. What was that? Oh, I missed that one too. You see, we're both fucked. 2 cameras, 2 people speaking. That's the problem. Not listening. Okay, so then we have, like Raja. I mean, Raja comes right out of the birth. Raja is number 18's letter R, who follows with the A, and J and A is a 9 birth with the 1 angel spirit, 1 and 9. 1 and 9 equals 10. 10 and 1 equals 11. 10 and 1 equals 12. And then you have to stop. The dice stops right there. Stopped on the 6th number. Now, if you want to go to the next number, we have to go to the next day. I forgot. I looked at my dice cube, and it shows to reconnect, take 7. So isn't that our 7th day? 1, 2, let me do this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm back where I was. 24 more hours lost in the week. But what did they do? How did they do it? See all those little bits? You know why all these little bits are out there? Because when I do painting and you miss, then it makes the in-between points. But in all reality, okay, this goes as big as the lines are, goes all the way out. What is it? It's a sunburn. The lines have come out and they've eaten up each other over a period of time and is eaten, so the sun has to move a little bit up the next day, a little bit down the next day, a little bit over the next day. because it's burning the spirit, because they're going over the same place too often. Now they're starting to spread the chemtrails. So, I mean, I can be wrong, but we're going over the same area over and over and over again. For some reason, nobody has noticed it. And I'm not talking in the last 100 years. I'm just like talking in the last 30 years. Okay? Because right now, I feel twisted. I feel the twist. I know there's something going on. The thing is, I want there to be something going on. I'm in for a change. Change me up. I'm the archangel resident over here, Ashar. So when you put A, B, and R together, what does it say? Arab. First letters say Arab. I don't care what anybody says. The first angel resident to come in here was Arab. The question is, his spirit of a one world God, or is there a second God? Or are they both the same spirit? Well, let me tell you one thing. When God brings something into the world, he's going to go, okay, this one's an Arab. Put the turban on their head. Air, lib. Free space. He puts the turban on his head. Now, that thing, the GameCube that you have on your neck here, he's got the turban. Now he's counteracting against the GameCube. Everybody asks, why do they wear the turban? Because of the vibrations. They don't get it. They don't get the same thing. They absolutely do know what they're doing, even if God might say, well, this is the human body of thought. If you think and understand that is the passage of your waves, and you feel more connected, and you're connected with your family and the neighborhood, then that brings in an even stronger effect of coming to and realization that there is a higher energy. It's not only that, I want to believe that because this is the road I'm on. I'm not here to say, well, maybe it doesn't exist. I'm looking to see if it does exist. If I say something wrong at this time, I should have said something else, then that's the way it goes. It is what it is. I do these videos. I don't look at them. I listen a little bit, and I file them away. If you think I can write for 20 hours a day, I can't. I got to do the whole bit. I got to act. I got to talk about Humpty Dumpty. I want to know when Shrek came out, I freaked out. When The Man with a Beautiful Mind came out, I freaked out. When they had, what's his name, with his brother. I don't remember what it was. They went to Las Vegas. And that one freaked me out. Then Return of the Sith, that one freaked me out. Man 4 freaked me out. Now we're Man 6, because we're working on the soul of the earth. We're 2 of 8 right now. 1/4. But we really were never more than that, other than whatever verb or wherever we had put our posture in front of. Whatever verb or action came out of us. 10! Pow! Do you know why they go out for the 10 count? I'm going to show you why they go out for the 10 count. You want to see why? You see this computer here? You see that? Goes 1 all the way to 10 in a row. Anyways, I can't lift up the other side, but if you know what the calculator looks like, you got to go this way. You know what is the calculator? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Hey, how many more stairs before we make the top of the Twin Towers? I don't know. I'm going up Rubik's Cube. 1, 2. Why don't we just lower Rubik's Cube down to the bottom? A lot easier than going to the top all the time to collect the money. Where was I? I talked about this 6. Yeah, Arab. And, I mean, to me, it was all about baseball. So the Arab came up first, and he swung at the first pitch, and he popped out. So then I said, who could have come second? I wasn't sure. So I picked the Lebanese to come in there. I was thinking about the turkeys, you know. All I know is the Jew, he only wanted to come up 4th. And I says, what if the 3 in front of you strike out. He says, you're going to end up being first. He goes, I know. He knows. He says, first I see more pitches. He says, then when one is out, I see two, and I hope for two. When two is out, I hope for three. If three makes it on base, then I just hope for me, and then I hope for the whole team. We have bases loaded. I don't mind waiting and watching the pitches a little bit closer, he said. I don't mind getting beamed with the ball if I have to learn the game. Why do we go bald? Because they can't get inside of us anymore, and they want to go inside of us. Try and figure out who's bald and why. I bet you figure out over a period of time that the reason is this. And you know what? If it's not this, then it is unique. Even though we go bald, there might be a unique reason why we do. Has anybody ever seen the 8 card? When the door opens, all I got is a U. 2 earmuffs. When I swing it around, I got an X, whichever way you want to put it. One going one way, one going the other. Don't you see the way they're cut up? A small round and a big round, and a small round and a big round. So since this is the card, I'm assuming we do 1 round of the top to the center, 1 round of the bottom. And they have to run over each other. Do you know why we need the overlap? Because when this card comes down to go here and come around to here, she only really picks up the track here. When he comes around, he'll only pick up his full track over here. That adds on the day. They both come out of here, but they really don't join until they both came to this point. So then you're talking about a whole extra day over here. So we go all around this is 1 day. You go all the way around this is 2 days. No, it's 1 day. 12 hours and 12 hours is 24 hours. 1 day. So you made 2 days in one. I mean, I can just show you a lot of little things. You see the 8? Because there's only 16 hours in a day. That's your real life. They're going down to 16 hours and taking away the rest of your hours of your life. How do I say that? They've already done it. You have to combine metric, the nautical ways of the boating system, how the oceans work, the highways. If you want, you can add on a little bit to Monopoly, roulette, what people say about certain games, odds in the games of craps and different games people play along with bridge, mahjong, roulette, backgammon, pai-go with tiles, Scrabble. Even in sports. But it's technical because you have to look at over a period of time. It just can't be done by one hand. That's why Allah's here. Allah's the God of it all. And the 3 little pigs, of course. Can't leave out those 3 little pigs. Fuck. Stupid little pigs. I couldn't believe. The big bad old wolf was going after, Humpty Dumpty. Because he said something stinks. And by the time he got to Humpty Dumpty, he noticed Jack and Jill already threw him over the hill. Fell into the well. So the wolf was very angry. He knew that it was the fault of the 3 pigs collecting tax money, and Jack and Jill went to fetch a bucket of water. Everybody knows in Rango, water was everything. So knocked Humpty down there. The wolf had nothing to do, so he went off into the forest looking for Little Red Riding Hood. Hey, Ma? Pa? Isn't that what they say all the time? John boy? Ma? Pa? Who is the big bad wolf in science? Who's known as the big bad wolf? Maybe actually he's going to be the savior because the wolf word goes with the flow. It's number 56 and it brings you all the way to the Mediterranean. It's a perfect mark, the wolf. Perfect. 56 and 56 is 112. 28 and 28 is 56. 4 moon months. I've said enough. I've said nothing at all. I've said very little. I fooled around more than anything else. But still thinking about the bees. You know what I'm thinking? Who has control over the yellow world? That other element. There's other elements in this whole thing, because whoever does is probably the real one of A or B. Well, that's a fucking good thing. You just tell them they got 50-50 chance. You tell them A, B, C, D, and they think you only know 25% of it. You tell them you give me the best answer you got, and they'll think you know nothing at all. That's the way I take it. Give it your best shot. What the hell do I know? All I want to do is share. Thank you.